Enough is enough, man. The Edmonton Oilers, they come out of the past week there high flying against the Montreal Canadiens and Dallas Stars, getting victories and obviously racking up key points. 4 points back of the Vegas Golden Knights after they lost last night against the LA Kings. And, well, what do the Oilers do? Promptly pretty much make every single mistake the Edmonton Oilers have made at any point this season against the Buffalo Sabres. There's three key things that the Oilers did to doom themselves tonight, and enough is enough of Stuart Skinner and Evan Bouchard. Quite simply, those guys just got to be better. That's what that comes down to at the start of the day. Is the Oilers just need more from Bouchard, need more from Skinner. And Bouchard, well, ultimately, you're just wondering what the heck's going so wrong this year. I understand he doesn't have Ekholm in the lineup tonight, and maybe that's why he looks so bad and everything. And the Oilers got lots to love about this game, don't get me wrong. But the results, they speak for themselves. Catastrophe from both Bouchard and Skinner tonight ends up a 3-2 loss against the Buffalo Sabres. So bad I don't even want to show it on the scoreboard down below on the video like I normally do, because it's embarrassing, man. Like, try being a Stanley Cup favorite and having guys like Bouchard and Skinner consistently sinking you night in, night out. And I think I've held off on criticizing those two guys quite a bit this season, but man, you build all that momentum, right? You come from that bad stretch of games. You win a grinded out game against Montreal. Okay, now you're back in the win column. You win a tough one, which looked hairy at the end against Dallas. But hey, 2 points is 2 points. Let's not complain too much. Buffalo on Monday. Let's go get 3 in a row. And the Oilers do that. That thing they did tonight against the Buffalo Sabres, that was a masterpiece of absolute atrocious hockey from the Edmonton Oilers. Like I'm saying, highlighted by both Bouchard and Skinner. So enough is enough. And I mean, tough go for Skinner because he's not going to get any help from the organization. The last thing they're going to do is get him a new goalie coach. And I don't know who's supposed to talk to the goalie about shoring up weaknesses, getting better and stuff, and who's coaching this guy if not Dustin Schwartz, because Dustin Schwartz ain't doing a dang thing here for the Edmonton Oilers as goalie coach, and he hasn't for about 15 years or whatever it is at this point. I guess technically 10, sorry. But who cares? Get the guy out of town, and maybe Skinner will want to listen to a new voice. I don't know. It's happened for the rest of the team, and just so handily, there's just two guys who get a specific coach with the job title goalie coach, which there's only 2 goalies on the team, but don't start me. That's a non-starter for the Edmonton Oilers organization. But start to finish, I mean, the Oilers, the third thing I want to talk about is the power play and the force feeding of Leon Draisaitl at every single turn. McDavid down Main Street on the power play, looking the goalie straight in the eyes, could pick any corner like he did at the Four Nations Cup to win it, and instead decides to pass off to Draisaitl for the one-timer so he can hit the post, hit the glove, or miss high corner up and over the glass and into the netting. So as you know, that's just it's getting embarrassing at this point for the Oilers. There's 3 things night in, night out that sink us, and that's not to say that Bouchard didn't have a power play goal. But guess what? The Oilers looked for somebody else other than Draisaitl to shoot the puck on the power play, and they struck gold tonight. Oh my goodness, let's go! But every other single power play, load up Draisaitl, load up Draisaitl, load up Draisaitl, load up Draisaitl. I get that it works, but it ain't going to work every dang time. Maybe somebody else should shoot the dang puck. And man, this is the duality of being an Oilers fan. Elated one day about how much has changed with this team over the course of 2 games and the trade deadline, and then you're right back to this. But here's something that didn't change with the Oilers, Bouchard and Skinner. And here we are going in circles again following a loss to the Buffalo Sabres. So just, I don't know, man. It's tough. The Oilers need more out of both guys. They need more out of both goaltenders, but I don't think you're going to get more out of both goaltenders unless one guy decides to be the guy, because Dustin Schwartz isn't going to demand more. Dustin Schwartz doesn't know how to get more, and Dustin Schwartz won't get more out of this Oilers goaltending core because I don't know, man. I guess he probably brings the donuts to the team meetings, quite honestly. That's what it boils down to, right? He's a nice guy, makes you laugh, and brings donuts to the team meeting or something, because he's still here despite this horror show going on in the Edmonton Oilers net this season, last season, previous season, the season before that, and this is the past decade that has been. So, tough go for the Edmonton Oilers tonight against the Buffalo Sabres, and that's to say Darnell Nurse scored a goal, Evan Bouchard scored a goal. The rest of the offense could only hit the post or hit whatever appendage piece of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was just hanging out by the corner of the post, just enough to save it, whether it be a toe, whether it be literally a broken piece of the pad hanging off on the ice and just somehow the puck stay. I don't know, man. It was tough. It was absolutely stupid watching the Oilers try to score goals tonight against the Buffalo Sabres because, let's be serious, outside of a really bad goal against by Stuart Skinner tonight and a really big miscue by Evan Bouchard, you win this game 95 times out of 100, and for some reason this season alone we have seen so many instances where the Oilers lose the 5%er game for no other reason but the same old reasons, and it's just so frustrating at this point. I don't know what it's going to take to beat it into their heads, especially now that we're post-trade deadline, and I don't know at what point we're going to learn that Mr. Matthias Janmark is not a center in the bottom six. I don't know how hard that one is for Chris Knoblauch to figure out, but apparently that one's a tough lesson because I would love to see what the Oilers' record is starting Janmark at center because it's got to be negative at this point. And another night where, you know what, nobody's producing, so load up Hyman, Draisaitl, and McDavid towards the last 15 minutes of the game and run them until they can't even get back to the bench. They're so beat. So I don't know. Just, again, the same old stuff, same old story tonight. And like I'm saying, enough is enough. You need better out of Bouchard and Skinner. If it's going to take me to say it, I mean, how many times have I said something and then all of a sudden everything turns around and everyone's clowning me? So maybe I waited way too long into the NHL season to say that kind of thing here finally. But yeah, I as an Oilers fan am embarrassed to have watched the effort mostly from the full team, but specifically Bouchard and Skinner tonight again. And Skinner had a brilliant save to keep the Oilers in it at the end of the game. Like I'm saying, there's a lot to like from both guys that were terrible tonight, giving up some big time gaffes, but you need more. Simply, you just need more. And unless you're shutting out the opponent 82 games in a row, which will never happen, you can always get more out of your goaltender. And you know what? Your defenseman who's on your top pairing should know how to tackle a break back the other way on the power play. I'm just saying, it just the effort level should be there on such a situation. But friends, thanks for being aboard here tonight. Thanks for listening for what has been an absolute ramble. But you know what? Sometimes you need to go on a little bit of a rant and finish off a night which wasn't so pretty. So have yourself a good evening. We'll talk tomorrow as the Edmonton Oilers get set up for the rest of this road trip. 3-1, still intact. Like I said, if you go 3-1, things are looking good. We need to win the next 3 in a row, and we know what the Oilers' chances of doing that are if they play like they did tonight. Again, though, I will tell you, I'm going to take a quick detour here on the walking out of the post game here. The Edmonton Oilers, to their credit, and what I do like about that, out-hit the Buffalo Sabres 23-13. Like I said, this is a 5% loss, and the Oilers found a way to do it. So, have at that.